Good morning, everyone. Let's begin the new lesson that's talking about the nervous system. The nervous system has very important function, and it's to coordinate all the functions in your body. The nervous system is just like the computer that control all the function that's running inside your body. So it controls the actions and reactions of your body in response to everything from the surrounding or from the environment. The nervous system is divided into two subsystems: the central nervous system, which is found in the center of your body, and the peripheral nervous system, which is found in both sides of your body. So we have two subsystems: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, which are the parts that are found in the center of your body, are the brain and the spinal cord. And the spinal cord is a long bundle of nerves that connect between the brain and the rest of the body. So the central nervous system is made up of the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system is made up of nerves. If these nerves elongate or extended from the brain, it's called cranial nerve. And if these nerves elongate from the spinal cord, it's called spinal nerve. So we have two types of nerves: cranial nerve and spinal nerve in the peripheral. So the peripheral nervous system is mostly nerves, made up of nerves. If this nerve comes from the brain, it's called cranial, and if it's come from the spinal, it's called spinal nerves. So we gonna study today the brain in details. The brain is divided into three parts: the cerebrum and the cerebellum and the medulla oblongata. The cerebrum is the part in your brain that's responsible for the voluntary movement. The voluntary movement is the movement that you can control it. And it also controls the memory and the thinking. And the last thing, it controls the response to the sensory organ. And we will take this point in detail in the next session. And then we have the cerebellum, and the cerebellum is responsible for maintenance of the balance during your movement. So it's responsible for the balance during the movement. And the last part in the brain is called the medulla oblongata, or the brain stem. And this part is responsible for all the involuntary movement that happen in your body. The involuntary movement means the movement that you cannot control it at all, just like pumping of your blood. You cannot control pumping of your blood, or even you cannot control the movement of food through your digestive system. So all the involuntary muscle and the involuntary movement are controlled through the medulla oblongata, or the brain stem. Okay, so now let's know how the signals will move through the nervous system. First, the signals move from the brain to the rest of the body, and also from the rest of the body back to the brain. So there's a signal that comes from the brain, and there's a response this is the response. The signal comes from the out, and the response comes from the in, from the brain to the rest of the body. So this happens through electrical impulses. So the signals are in the form of electrical impulses. And we have the main function unit of the nervous system is called the neuron. And the neuron is a single nerve cell. And we're gonna study the neuron in details. The neuron is made up, this is the structure of the neuron. We have the cell body that have a nucleus, and we have a long axon, and the axon is covered with a myelin sheath, with a fatty layer called the myelin sheath. And at the end, we have an axon terminal. So what is the cell body, and what's the axon, and what's all these parts in the neuron? Actually, we have the cell body that has a nucleus and organelles inside it. First of all, the signal comes from the dendrites, and it enters the cell body, and then it moves along the axon, and finally it will go to the axon terminal to be transferred from electrical impulses into chemical impulses. So the dendrites which are the branches that comes out of the cell body. This is a branch is an extension of the cell body, and this will gather the information, which are the signals, from the outside and create impulses, and this impulses will go to the cell body and then will go along this axon till it reaches the axon terminal, and where it will change from electrical signal to a chemical signal. It's called the neurotransmitter, to do the action, to do the exactly action that the brain need to respond as a result of this signal. Okay, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this session, and we will continue the nervous system next time.